All right, well, welcome to the webinar today. It's a very, very important topic about how to rank on Google Maps here in 2020. It's one of the most important and vital components of your internet marketing strategy as far as the entire marketing strategy, as far as like your Google ads, your Google Maps, your SEO, your websites built to convert, Facebook ads, social media, all those different things. But Google Maps, we will show you today, generates probably a third or 40% of all of the search traffic on the first page of Google. So you want to make sure that you do that correctly and that you don't miss out on the valuable business that can come from the Google Maps listings. And so let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and then we'll go through kind of the slides and what all that looks like. And I've got the chat box open today, guys. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can throw in a chat there. Let me make sure it's open. Yeah, there's the chat there too. If anybody can just pop in the chat really quick and just say, yes, I can see the slides, or yes, you're good to go, something like that, just so I know that everyone can see my screen, that would be perfect. And then we'll get started. Okay, great. So the slides are there, great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. This is gonna be the 2020 guide to Google Maps, how to get your tree service business ranked on the maps. It's typically in that top 3 listings. So if somebody does a search in your local market, like tree service near me or tree removal companies near me, something like that, and they're on their smartphone, well, they're going to see a list of results that's in the proximity of where they're searching from. And so having your Google My Business listing, your Google Maps, AKA listing, optimized for those searches is going to get you a lot more business. People are going to click on yours and just give you a call directly. So that's something that's very, very important in today's online world. What we go through typically with our clients is the digital dominance method. And the Google Maps is in there with your website and SEO, because you'll see today that a lot of the different things that you have on your website is going to help rank your Google Map listing. So it's very, very important that your website is built correctly with the right titles, the tags, the meta descriptions, and all those different elements on your homepage of your website so that your map listing does rank, because Google picks up on the content of your website. So number 1 in this method is going to be your website built to convert and the SEO strategy for your website. Number 2 is going to be your pay-per-click marketing. Very, very important as well, because you can cover a large radius in your area with the Google pay-per-click ads. Number 3 is retargeting. So everybody that lands on your website or your Google landing page is going to see ads about your business when they log into Facebook or Instagram or on Google partner sites such as CNN or Forbes that allow these banner ad advertisements on their website. They're going to see your business right there. That's retargeting. And then there's paid online directories. There's repeat and referral business that you can do through email marketing, things like that. There's pay per lead services, kind of like Home Advisor, Angie's List, Thumbtack, different ones like that if you need more lead flow. Social media advertising, Facebook and YouTube. And then referral program. You can simply offer football tickets to the next game to a customer that refers you, their neighbor, or another client, something like that. So all those working together will really ramp up your business. But today, if you want to get the most out of this webinar about Google My Business and really kind of hone in on those strategies, maybe you just turn off your cell phone today and just watch kind of some of these strategies that we're doing, because it's making a huge impact in our clients' businesses. And you can turn off Facebook if that's something that's distractive. I know it is for me sometimes too. So if you're serious about doubling or tripling the leads that you pull from your Google My Business listing for tree service, then the next 20, 30 minutes are critical, because we're going to show you exactly how that works. And it's going to be pretty short today, but what we're going to cover are the latest updates with the Google Map listing. So there's always changes, they're always tweaking things. And so we stay kind of on the forefront of that because we're doing it every single day. The 5 biggest issues that could be preventing you from ranking on the Google Maps. Our proven model for ranking in the 3-packs. So those top 3 results up there at the top of the page, how to get in those 3-pack listings. And the best tools to systematize and automate the heavy lifting, if you're doing this yourself as a tree care business or any other business for that matter, there's tools that you can purchase and buy a subscription to that will allow you to just kind of do this yourself if you'd like to. So why the internet? So a lot of people are wondering, like, why this big push to the internet? Well, there's been a massive transition from offline to online the past 10 to 15 years. As you know, pretty much the reason why retail is going downhill and ordering from Amazon is going uphill, right? Same type difference. So statistics tell us that more than 77% of consumers go online when they're looking for tree services. And that's usually from a mobile device, but not always. And there are over 10 million searches every single month worldwide for tree service and tree removal services. So all you need is just a very, very small percentage of 10 million searches a month in your local area to get good results from the internet. So if you want your share, that's what we're going to go through today with your Google Map listing. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, I've been in the internet marketing space for close to 10 years now with just my previous business, other businesses. And I'm also the author of How to Win with Internet Marketing for Tree Service Contractors, which is right here. It's our book. You can buy it on Amazon, ebook. I think it's like $2, $3. Or I'll send you a free copy in the mail if you want me to send you a paperback. We got dozens of these copies. I'm happy to put that in the mail for you if you want a copy of that book. It pretty much goes through our digital dominance method that we showed you on the first slide or two. We specialize in tree service contractor internet marketing only. So that's the only niche and business type business that we service. So we know it in and out. We do it every day. We're not working with roofers and attorneys and doctors and carpet cleaners and other different types of businesses. We only work with tree service. So it enables us to really get that specialized knowledge in the niche to help your business get the maximum results. And we're expert web development and digital marketing team. And we've worked with dozens and dozens of tree service contractors across the United States. And we just know what works to generate a flood of new business in your market. And this is going to help you increase your sales, enhance your online reputation to make sure people, when they find you, they do give you a call. It's going to help you drive more calls, leads, and profits for your business. And it's going to help you to increase repeat and referral business, because the bigger and better you get on the internet, anytime somebody sends a referral to somebody else and they look you up, there's more of a chance they're going to call you because you've got a really nice web presence and a very good reputation. So all that stuff works together. It's literally like this big, huge synergistic effect when you have a good online presence in a whole. So why do Google Maps matter? And do they still matter in today's online world? Well, we're going to show you. This is where, if you look on the first page of Google, so if you do a search, let's just say, for example, you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and you do a search for tree service Atlanta, and you hit search. So there's going to be a list of search results that are on that first page of Google that Google deems as the most authoritative businesses, Google listings, organic listings, Google ads, etc. So you want to be on that first page. It's very valuable digital real estate to be on that first page, because by default, you're going to get those calls, right? You may not be the best tree service business. You may be the best tree service business. Regardless, if you're at the top of the page up there, you're going to get those calls for people that need work done right away or to get estimates to schedule it into the future. So if you see right here, when somebody does a search for tree service Atlanta, I'm just showing you a quick result of the top 3 here. And this kind of varies a little bit day to day, week to week. But you can see Gunnison Tree Specialists are going to be the #1 result right there. And they've got a 4.7 star rating with 171 reviews. That's pretty compelling and pretty enticing to tell somebody, yeah, I think I'm just going to give this company a call. You know, I'm going to go ahead and just click on the button right here on my phone on that map listing and just generate a call. Because you'll see if you're on your phone, the Google Maps has got a couple options, you know, website, call now, a couple other different things, directions or whatnot. So you can just click right on that call now button, and then boom, you're on the phone with their office scheduling an estimate for your house to come get tree work done. So you can see how valuable it is to be up here at the very, very top of the listings there. So that's where 45% of clicks and calls go on the first page of Google. So there's statistics that prove that, like, some people click on the ads, 30 to 40%. Some people click on the Google Maps right here, 40 to 50%, so roughly 45%. And then some people click on the listings that are below the maps, which is the organic website listings, which we'll show you here in further slides. But yes, the answer is yes. Google Maps do matter, and they matter big time. So if you're ranked there and you've got a nice population size in your city, you're going to get a lot of calls from the Google Maps. So it's very, very crucial that you do everything you can to rank there. And sometimes it's just a matter of a few things are off. Sometimes you don't have enough directory listings. We're going to go through all of that here. So it's affirmative. Google Maps drives a lot of calls. You can't just rely on pay-per-click alone. Some people do, and you can pay-per-click and you can get business out of it, generate an ROI. That's good too. But if you've got all of these things working at the same time, you're going to literally triple the amount of calls and leads you come through on your phone and into your office. Just going to be more opportunities for your business to serve the community. So the biggest changes over the last few years with Google especially on the maps right here, is going to be Google Maps listings reduced from 7 results to 3 results. I'm not sure if you can see this little thing right here. This is actually the one we just priorly showed, so never mind anyway, but showed on a previous slide there. But there used to be 7 that were kind of on the side of the page. You could see like 7 different Google Map listings on the side. They reduced that down and put them back in the middle of the page, and now there's only 3, right? They want more people paying for ads, is basically what Google is saying. Hey, look, we're not going to put these map listings over here, 7 of them. We're only going to put 3. We're going to put them right in the middle of the page because we want people clicking and paying for those clicks for the large part. So Google's serving paid ads in the map results now too. That's one of the changes. Google Home Services is live in most major markets. So if you're in a city population, I would say 300,000 plus, you've probably got Google Local Services, which is that Google guaranteed at the very, very top of the page. So as soon as you do a tree service, your city search, if you're in a major metro area, you're going to see like I think it says Google guaranteed. It's right across the top. It's Google Local Services, Google Home Services. And it's beneficial to get in there too, if you can get through the approval process with Google. It can be kind of a hoops jumping nightmare for a few months, but once you get in there, I think it works pretty well. There's home services plus the Google Map. It's critical to complete the advanced verification process if you do want to get in Google Local. So those are the biggest changes that have taken place over the last year or two, maybe 3 years. See here's kind of an example. It used to show like 7 of these listings on the left-hand side, and now you've got the Google Local Services here, a couple of different traditional Google ads, and then you've got the maps below that. And so a lot of people just feel like the maps is more of a local result. That's the reason why they get a lot of clicks. And people think, well, that's probably a local company that's within a few miles of my house or my business. So I think I'm going to click on these and give these a call. So you can see how important it is to be listed in these maps here. But that's the way it used to be. So now it's like this today. So maps plus the home service. So getting in both of them is going to give you a good presence on that top half of the page where the majority of the clicks and the calls are going to come from. So if you get on both of these, it's a really good idea to do so in your local market. So that's that. So this is what I was talking about. This is the Google Home Services right here, Google Guaranteed. And then right there below there, you've got the traditional Google Ads. And then below that, you've got the Google Maps. So there's some really good positioning you want to be up here. Like with our clients, we teach them to do all 3 so that there's absolutely no way somebody's going to miss your ad or miss your map listing. They're going to call you for that quote. So that's one of the most important things. So how it impacts the search results, I kind of just showed this to you on the previous slide, but the top line is the Google Guaranteed, Google Ads, then you've got the Google Maps, and then below that is the organic websites that show up right there below the maps. And people still call these too. That still gets 20 to 30% of leads down at the bottom. So you still want your website to be on the first page, map listings up above that, and then have your ads at the very, very top. But today's topic is going to be mainly about the Google Maps. But if you wanted to sign up for local services, one of the things that maybe you wanted to do or something like that or look into it, you can just go to adwords.google.com/local services/sign up. Or if you just did a simple, like this link's pretty long and a lot of forward slashes. So if you just wanted to go right to Google and then just search for Google Local Services or Google Home Services, there'll be a link right there. You can click on it and kind of get started with that sign up process. But I'm just going to ask you guys the question that are on the webinar today. It's not calling anybody out. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but why is getting your Google Map listing ranked important to you? Like what would it do for your business if you know your map listing was sitting right there in the 3-pack when everybody did that search? You got 50, 100 reviews on your map listing. You got a 4.8, 4.9 star rating. What would that do for you? Like, how would that make you feel? So I can tell you that it really, really makes a big impact. So here's a couple of dashboards of our customers. And you can see right here, this is a Google Map listing screenshot of the last 30 days of one of our clients. They're in Jackson, Mississippi, pretty good sized market, but there's a lot of local small markets around them. But you can see right here, hopefully I'm not in the way with the little screen share thing, but you can see right here, total actions, 133 actions on this client's Google My Business listing, 71 calls, and you can see right here, July 5th through today, 71 calls from that map listing. So they're ranked in the top 3 of the Google Maps with about 65, 70 reviews, 4.8, 4.9 star rating. And then you got 71 phone calls to their office because of that. You got 54 people visited the website. So sometimes when people are on that Google Maps results, they'll click on view website, right? And they'll go to the website first and then see if they like what they see first, and then they call. So this 54 website visits, there's no telling how many leads that actually turned into. It could have turned into another 20 calls, 15 calls. So we'll go on the low end and say it turned into 15 more leads. So 85 leads in one 30-day period from a Google Map listing that's ranked at the top up there. I mean, that's pretty significant amount of calls. That's like 3 a day, 7 days a week, or if it's just business days, it's more like 5 a day. So that's a lot of calls. This is another client screenshot down here, 135 actions, pretty similar results. They are in Lakewood, Colorado, which is right west of Denver. So it's right outside of Denver. It's a suburb of Denver. Pretty large population. I would say about 200,000 population. But they've gotten 60 calls over the last 30 days and another 66 that has visited their website. So, easily another 20 leads from that. So you're talking about another 80 leads a month just from that. And this is actually down from the prior month. I think they had like over 100 calls right when the COVID lifted and everybody was like going out doing a bunch of work. They had like 100, 115 calls one month on their Google Map listing. So that would literally change your business, would transform your business. If you went from, let's say that was like 10 calls all the way to like 70 or 80 calls a month. I mean, you're talking about, you can really grow a business if you get up there at the top of those maps. So I just wanted to kind of show you what that looks like with some of our clients and how that would impact you. So 10 critical elements to enhance conversion on your Google Map listing. So I don't probably have to tell you, but reviews are one of the biggest things. So just make sure you're always asking people that you just maybe finished a job with or prior customers, anybody you come in contact with, would you mind giving us a Google review? It really helps our business. It really does. And it's just really fast. It only takes like 30 seconds to do. And if you can send them a quick link that when they click on it, it opens up your Google listing and they don't really have to search for it or think about it, then that will help go a long way in getting more and more of those reviews. We actually use a tool that we have with our clients, and they just basically type in their name, email, phone number, and it sends them a text message and an email with that link, and then it follows up with them if they don't complete it. So it just helps you get a ton of reviews. I mean, even if you got 3 or 4 a month, after a year, you can see it'd be 30 to 40, maybe even 50, of those reviews per year. And that's a lot. That adds up really quick. So third-party listings, you also want like Angie's List, Yext, different ones like that. You give more social proof that you're all over the internet. You want to post weekly on your Google My Business listing. It's another, really important thing now, because when you post on your Google My Business listing, it shows up in the search results when somebody searches your business name. So let's say somebody found your website by doing Tree Service Atlanta search, and they said, let me go look them up a little bit further. So then they just did a search for the business name, XYZ Tree Service, search, and they search, and then they find your Google Map. Below that, they're going to see your posts. And that just shows that you're an active business. You can have good calls to action in those posts. They really help. We see it drive a lot of traffic to our clients' listings. We want to update photos all the time, get consistent reviews in the Google My Business listing too, just like we were talking about. So those are critical to do. Google says it has reduced fake Google Map listings by 70% since 2015. So they've done a pretty good job of eliminating spam out of the Google Maps, which really allows more room and more possibility to rank in Google Maps of the real businesses out there, right? So there's a lot of people that would stick up these phony map listings and just call it Tree Service Atlanta or Tree Experts Atlanta. And it really wasn't a business. It was just somebody trying to get a map listing in that 3-pack so they could generate leads and get paid for it, or send it to a business owner and get paid for it. Or perhaps there's another tree business that set one up in Atlanta because they wanted more calls in Atlanta. Well, those are being eliminated. Google kind of knows what to look for to eliminate those. So they said that they've reduced that by about 70% since 2015. I still see some out there. You can get away with it in some markets, in some areas, but that's what they say. So here's what could be hurting your rankings on the Google Maps. You need an office in the city you're targeting to rank well on Google Maps. So you don't want to really put it up. And if you're in Atlanta, and you're trying to rank in Atlanta, and that's where you want your business coming from, you don't want a Google Map listing up in Marietta, which is a suburb of Atlanta. And just think about it with your city. Like you got your main city, that could be Denver, it could be San Antonio, it could be Los Angeles. If you want more calls there, your map listing needs to be there, not in a suburb city away from where you want to service. It's just, that's a big deal. Did you try to spam Google with fake locations? That's what we were talking about in the prior slide there. Google's just not really letting that go through pretty much anymore. Do you have inconsistencies with the name, address, phone number, profile? So there's hundreds and hundreds of directories on the internet, like Angie's List, Yelp, Hot Frog, Manta, Super Pages, White Pages. I can name Judy's Book. I can name 200 of them. If your business name, address, and phone number is different in all those directories, like one of them says XYZ Tree Service, another one says XYZ Tree Care, another one says XYZ Tree Expert, because you changed your name over the years or moved locations or whatever, then all of those directories are going to be different, right? And so Google is not going to put your map listing at the top because they're confused as to which one is your business. Are you XYZ Tree Care or are you XYZ Tree Service? So hopefully that makes sense. You want all those to be consistent. We actually help clean those up with our service, which goes a long way in, making your business name, address, and phone number an authoritative one in the market. So if you got those inconsistencies, that's got to be cleaned up. Did you spam your city and company name or categories? So same thing. Do you have enough reviews across the web? So you need more and more and more reviews. I would say reviews on your Facebook page, reviews on your Google My Business listing are pretty much the main ones. But if you've got a Better Business Bureau account and you're accredited with them in your local area, then I would say ask a few people to give a review there too, because those go a long way as well. So here's our proven formula for getting ranked in the 3-pack with Google. And I'll take a quick little note here. Let's see if we got any chats. Anybody asking any questions? Okay. Well, if anybody's got any questions, you can type it in the chat box. I'll answer it when we take another quick little break. But these are our proven formula for getting ranked in the 3-pack. Number one is going to be your directory listings. So you want to be cited in all these different online directories. It's kind of tough to see specifically which ones those are, but there's, City Voter, Super Pages, Yellow Pages, Universal Business Listing, Kudzu, Bing, Square. I mean, there's hundreds of them. So if you're in all of those, Google sees that across the web because they crawl the web every day, and they're going to notice that you're in all these different directories. So getting in all those is crucial. Number two is reviews. You want to make sure you're getting tons and tons of reviews because that just makes your business look, it makes it look reputable and it makes it look real. So that's one of the ways they're eliminating the spam ones, because the spam ones don't generally get reviews because they're just a spam listing, right? So if you get reviews, Google puts you in the category of like real businesses. On-page SEO. So that's what we were talking about before. So your website has to have all the keywords on it in order to rank in the maps as well, because Google sees all of that. They see what's written on your website, the words that are on the pages and stuff. So you want to make sure all that's dialed in really well. And that's kind of the third spoke on the wheel for that. So here's how you can claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. So the first thing you want to do is claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. That's number one. And so I can show you kind of right here, if you are in your Gmail account, and maybe you haven't ever done it, maybe you have, but you see this little tic-tac-toe box up here? This is if you're already logged into a Google account. So if you're already logged into a Google account, such as Gmail, then you're going to have a Google Apps little icon right here. And if you click on that, you'll see right here, Google My Business. Hopefully you can see that. Let me move my thing out of the way. So if you can see that Google My Business app, you click on that, open it up, and it's going to open up your list of locations, which we're managing quite a few client locations here. But that's where it's going to be, right? It's going to be in there. And if you haven't set it up before, then you want to make sure you go through and just set it up. So it'll walk you through that. If you've never set it up before, you click on this, click on Google My Business listing icon, and then it's going to walk you through name, business name, address, phone number, hours served, and all that. Then you're going to have to get verified with a postcard. Afterwards, you can go through and optimize it. But this is a live one here. And there's a lot of good things you can see if you go to Insights. So Insights here, this kind of shows you, how many calls you've gotten, how many clicks you've gotten, different things like that. So if you go in here, this is one of our clients right here. Total actions, 135, 73 calls over the last 30 days. So that's a lot of calls. Another 53 website visitors. So you want to, you can kind of take a peek at the insights here and there. It's nothing to really look at all the time. But then, you got your photos area. So you want to upload as many photos as you can inside your Google My Business listing. This helps Google see that you're active, you're posting, you care about your web presence, and it helps really kind of help all of that stuff. And so that's the photos area. Your info tab here, if you're in the info tab, just make sure all of your information is accurate and correct here. We've got, what we do is, you can put your hours in there, the areas that you service, your actual address, your main phone number. You've got your main website. You've got your services, and you can, fill out these services and put a description under each service too to make it even more thorough if you'd like to. If you're having trouble ranking, those are some extra things you can do. And then a nice description. And make sure you fill this description out all the way. I think there's a 700 character limit, which is a couple of large paragraphs. So you can put some good paragraphs in there, and that basically, would help you kind of rank in that area as well. And so I just wanted to kind of show you the inside of one of these Google My Business listings. And so you can also add users if you want somebody to help you manage it. You can just go in here and add a manager. Let me get out of there. And so that's it. So that's a Google My Business listing. So make sure you do the photos, do your description, make sure you do everything in the info tab, and then you'll be well on your way of having all the stuff done that you need to have done to get that going and to get ranked in more of those areas. Okay, let's see here. So do we receive CEU continuing education credits? I don't believe so, Melissa. This is just more of a topical webinar about internet marketing for tree service professionals. So I don't think that the CEU credits would apply here. This is just kind of good to know business information. So hope that answers your question there. And so the first thing is to claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. You want to update everything in there, your website address, use a local phone number. 800 numbers just don't really work very well because you want a local presence. And so 800 number wouldn't be local. So just do a local phone number there. Upload photos as many as possible, list your hours of operation and everything that we showed you inside that listing, and claim and optimize the business listing. So there's the photo tab. This is just a couple more screenshots showing you kind of how it works inside there. And you got insights that you can look and see how many people clicked and called and everything else. So the Google My Business best practices, it's kind of what we've already been going through, just to kind of reiterate this so you kind of don't forget. Update your photos and add them on a consistent basis. So you could just set aside time once a week, a couple times a month, upload 5 or 10 additional photos. And these aren't really like anything special, guys. You can just do photos out in the field, taking down a tree, or your crew trimming a tree, or your trucks, or your office, or people having fun, or pictures of you guys that work there, pictures of the owners, and just upload them in there. People like to see people that they do business with, so it really, really helps. Leverage Google Posts by posting at least once every 30 days. We post once per week because each time you post on the Google My Business listing, it's live for 7 days. So after that 7 days, it just goes blank. And so you want to continue to post once per week, if not at least every 30 days, so Google knows that you're active on there. And make sure you respond to reviews. So people are going to leave reviews on your listing. And most of the time, they're going to be very positive reviews. So just put something like, thank you so much for your review. Thank you for your business. You can put keywords in there too. Thank you so much for your tree service business here in Atlanta. We appreciate it. Jeff, whoever it is that gives the review. Those little keywords in the responses of the reviews that you get sometimes show up in the search results. So it does help, we've seen. So respond to the reviews, answer questions that get posted. So sometimes people will post a question on your Google My Business listing. And so you want to make sure you answer those and get consistent reviews on that Google Business listing. So number 2 is build citations and consistency with name, address, and phone number. So going back to what we were talking about 6 or 8 slides ago, you want to make sure that your business name, address, and phone number is listed accurately in all these different directories. Because if it's not, Google's going to be confused as to which one is your business, and they're not going to rank your map listing at the highest possible spot because of that. So consistent reference of company name, address, and phone number. So if you've changed the addresses, make sure you update some of those or send them a request update. It's not possible with all those directories, but most of them you can edit or request an edit if you email them. Limited duplicate, incorrect business information. So you just want to make sure that you clean those up and get that consistently done. We've got a service that we do with that with our monthly SEO package. So Just really helps kind of clean them up, the ones that are inconsistent, and then also posting new ones every single month. But pay attention to the data aggregators. These are the ones that if you subscribe to one of the services, and I'll show you in the next couple of slides, you can subscribe to like Bright Local or a couple of different other ones, and they actually plug into these data aggregators, which when you submit your name, address, and phone number in these data aggregators, they go into the main ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. So, it's going to move the needle, so to speak, with your Google Map listing, because these are going to go in all the major directories like Apple Maps, Info Group USA, Newstar, Localese, a couple other ones are very big data aggregators. And so by submitting it in there, they push it out to subsequently a bunch more of them that they own, and it just gets you everywhere. So the best tools for these directory citations, if you're going to do it yourself, would be something like Bright Local, which is a good service. WhiteSpark is another one. And they've all got different pricing plans and different monthly services they can offer. Advice Local is another one. Moz Local is another one. And they're going to put you in like Yext and Yelp and Foursquare and Yahoo and all those pertinent directories that are going to make your business stand out on the maps. The best practice is you can manually claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. And some of the ones are manual anyway. So another citation would be like your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your Twitter page, any of those other social media pages. You can actually go in right now and update those. I see a lot of people have changed some things on their Google My Business listing, but they haven't changed it on their Facebook listing. So their Facebook listing still has the old address, the old phone number, maybe the old business name or something like that. So you want to make sure that you go in and change them as you change the main Google listing. Use a tool like Yext or any of the other ones, Bright Local, to get the top directories. Get listed in major data aggregators. Leverage a tool like Bright Local Citations. This is all kind of what we've already discussed, but the best practice is to get those citations. So lots of real reviews is what you want from people in your local market. So you can see here, this is just a screenshot of a couple of reviews, but these people are responding to the reviews too. So they got a review. It's an excellent experience working with XYZ Tree Service. They provided a scheduled date, a very busy time of the year for tree work. When an earlier date opened up, they confirmed a new date and time and were able to come out earlier and finish the work. So that's a good 5-star review. And this business owner, thank you so much, Darren. You were a pleasure to work with. That was the response. So you want to respond to those reviews too, because it just helps you look like you're an active business, you're a good business. And inevitably, you're going to get a bad review once in a while. You tear up somebody's lawn or took too long or missed an appointment, whatever, somebody gives you a bad review. It's always important to respond to those too in a very professional and positive manner and explain kind of what happened there. And sometimes they'll take the review down if you ask them to, stuff like that. So strategy for driving consistent reviews, you can leverage tools to request a review every service call. So every time you do like another job or your crew's on a job, you can just tell them when they're paying, hey, do you mind if we send you a quick little Google review request? It really, really helps our business. And most of the time they'll say, yeah, sure, go ahead, because they're happy right at that moment. You might as well send it right at that moment. And you can leave a printed review card with them that basically has a link or anything that they can click on to go to and just do it right there. And you can train your crews to plant the seed and deliver a world-class experience to each and every customer. So when that crew tells them when they're leaving, do you mind if we send you that Google review? It really, really helps our business. It only takes like 20 seconds to do. When they plant that seed, you're going to get more of the people that hear that message from your crew to go ahead and give the review when you send that out from the office. They're going to do it most of the time. Make a call after the service to walk them through the review process if you need to. I realize this could be something that maybe goes a little bit too far. I know you're busy, but if you've got somebody dedicated in the office, you could have them say, hey, do you mind going ahead and clicking on that link and giving us a review? It really, really helps our business on the internet. And so just building reviews and recognition into your company culture. So everybody just kind of knows that that's part of what they're doing is trying to get reviews on your Google listing, your Facebook page, any of those other ones. So the best tools that you can use if you're doing this yourself, there's a couple of different ones. There's like Birdeye, Nearby Now, Review Buzz, Customer Lobby. I mean, there's several of them. If you do a search on the internet, you can find a bunch of them. Or here at Tree Service Digital, we have a proprietary Google review tool generator. It's really good, and it follows up with the customer for 2 days if they don't do it, and it knows when they do it, it just stops following up. So it's a pretty great tool. It helps you get a lot more reviews. Most of our clients get anywhere from 3 to 8 new reviews per month with the tool. So after 12 months, 20, I mean, you just do the math. After so many months and months and months, they're going to have over 100 reviews at some point. It's just going to make you stick out really big in the local market. So very, very important to get those going. Oh, service titan, I guess, is another one. So as far as the on-page optimization, this is another big important factor for ranking on the maps. Have your name, address, and phone number in the footer of your website. So if you have a website, which most people do, Google sees every little thing on the website. So if you have your business name here, so your main business name that's on the Google listing, everything needs to be the same, kind of like what we've been going through. That needs to be in the footer of your website, as well as your address, exactly as it shows on Google My Business, and then your phone number and everything else, everything identical to your Google My Business listing. But this is part of the on-page SEO that when you set up your website, the right way, it's going to help you rank for your maps as well. So you want this name, address, and phone number on the footer of your website, because that's on every single page of the website, the footer. So Google sees that, and then they help you rank because of this. That's one of the last steps, but make sure you don't miss that step. It's a big one. So our proven formula for getting ranked in the 3-pack. So Google My Business is all the directory listings. We were talking about super pages, Angie's List, Hot Frog, Manta. There's a million of them. You want to get listed in all those accurately. You want to get consistent Google reviews. And you want your on-page SEO to be correct, and that way you rank for those keywords that are going to give you the most valuable business from it. So here's, once you get that really ramped up, you can expect really large call volume if you get that ranked in a major city. This is one of our clients, David Baroni from Baroni's Tree Pros in Jackson, Mississippi, more specifically Brandon, Mississippi. This is one of the reviews on our Facebook page. You can see it on treeservicedigital.com. or facebook.com/Tree Service Digital, our Facebook page. He left a review there recently. We're very thankful for Tree Service Digital. Wesley Smith and his staff have always provided high quality customer service, and they have brought us many customers over the months. Wesley Service has helped us to receive a large amount of calls every day. We're even booking 2 months out at the moment. We're currently ranking #1 on Google in the areas that we cover, thanks to Tree Service Digital. Their campaigns have been successful in helping us to reach out to many customers, and a large percentage of our customers that contact us through the ads and the clicks created by Tree Service Digital end up booking with us. So Tree Service Digital is an excellent business, and we highly recommend using their services. So we had to throw in a review there. We're getting them great results, and they can get great results for you too if you need help with any of this stuff or implementation. So we do offer a free online marketing plan review. So if you wanted to go through your tree service business, it's completely free of charge. There's no pressure whatsoever. We just kind of go over your business and where you're at, maybe where you want to go, and we can help you kind of put together a plan on how to get there. But we'll do a keyword analysis in your online visibility, custom keyword list of the most important search terms in your area for what you want to service for, ranking report showing where you rank currently, analysis of your directory listings that are going to help with your maps, analysis of online reviews and your reputation, analysis of your social presence, and analysis of website conversion effectiveness. So how well is your website built to convert? So if you want to schedule that, you can just call us directly here at the office at 770-637-3707, or you could visit treeservicedigital.com/schedule. And that's the actual page that we just have like a little calendar on that you could always basically just go to there. Pull up this other piece here. So that's the free online marketing plan review. And we'll go through a couple different things with some nice reporting that you can say. But yeah, if you guys have any questions at this point, I know we've kind of been going through the maps information. It's been about 35, 40 minutes. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to just pop it right there in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it, the best I can for you. It's free. So if you got any questions, just pop them in there. I'll answer the best I can. Pull up this other piece over here. Okay. Well, if nobody has any questions, we'll go through the next one here. So this is most of the digital dominance method part of the SEO portion. So the Google Maps is going to be, your website built to convert and the SEO part of your equation here for digital dominance. So that's pretty much the foundation. You want your map listing to show up very, very high in those search results. It's just going to enable you to get way better results, way more phone calls, because people that do those searches, they're going to call a couple of the businesses at the top and then they're done. You know, they don't need more than a couple of 3 estimates. That's about it. So if you're way down at the bottom of the first page, or if you're on second page or beyond, then you're just not going to get those opportunities like you would if you're at the very top. But yeah, again, if you guys wanted to schedule a free online marketing plan review, we are happy to help. Again, it's free of charge. There's no pressure involved. We'll show you your different options and either part as friends, or if you're ready to move forward, we will be happy to implement all this stuff for you. But you can give me a call directly at 770-637-3707, or you can visit treeservicedigital.com/schedule. And you can schedule a time next week that would be convenient for you. And this is going to be recorded, so if you jumped on late, no worries at all. We record these just because of that, and then we'll send it out to you next week. And if you have any questions, just let us know. You can either respond to the email, or you can schedule a time, and we can go through your map listing and kind of what's going on with that, how we can help you, basically get better results, and go from there. But if nobody else has any questions, then we can wrap this up for the day. Hope everybody got some value out of this. We love doing these because this is, always something that we're doing for our clients. Every month we do a topical webinar about something about internet marketing for tree service contractors, and every one of them are equally important. You can't leave out any of these things. So anyway, I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, let us know. Give us a call or shoot me an email, or visit treeservicedigital.com/schedule. Other than that, have a great weekend and look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thank you.